Hey guys, it's Evample with VKTZ. Decided to go ahead and make a video today about how to farm a tower as a light assault, a tower being a base like the one that you see right here. So today we had a really good fight at Crossroads. NC was defending and VS was attacking. It was a good 96 plus fight on both sides for quite a while. Lasted for a really long time, and honestly I didn't really help us cap the base any quicker because I was just going around looking for kills the whole time, but you know, that's what I felt like doing. We're not running ops or anything. I'm not hurting anybody, so that's what I decided to do. This is the kind of thing that I've done for a very, very long time. It's one of my favorite things to do in PlanetSide is using your light assault positioning to your advantage. So I did that a lot today. Went off getting 132 kills and 12 deaths over a little under an hour at this fight. So this is just going to be some clips from that. This was the very first time that I landed right here. I just went over to go ahead and check out the fight. A lot of times if there's just like a few really good players that know what's going on at these fights, then you won't really end up being able to do anything for too long because they'll catch on and they'll come find you and hunt you down, and then if you try to do it again, they'll find you again. But at this one, I did not really run into that problem at all. There was one guy that was trying to track me down quite a bit, but he just wasn't very good, so I kept killing him. So, you know, sometimes you get lucky like that, and this is one of those times. So I'm just kind of basically going to go over what I'm going through in my head as I'm in these different positions, and going over why I did certain things or why I should have done certain things differently and that kind of stuff. So hopefully y'all can learn something from it. So anyway, right there, I took a lot of damage. I don't know how I didn't get killed, but, you know, I kept going. I made a pretty bad decision earlier when I was shooting at a huge group of enemies, and I was just kind of spraying and praying that I would kill one of them. That was a really bad idea, but I ran away and made it out. So here I've run out of ammo. I'm just using my commissioner to go ahead and get a few more kills before they end up ultimately taking me out, and I honestly can't believe I got as many as I did. Should have had another one right there, but then eventually they get me. So that was my very first run of the session, and I got 17 kills. So what I usually like to do is I'll bring in a scythe, try to get 1 or 2 easy kills off that pad real quick, and then go ahead and bail because you don't want to risk somebody blowing you up unless you feel like ESF farming, which is fine, but I wanted to make sure that I use my scythe effectively to get on top. Ideally I would be in a squad and I'd have a squad waypoint up at the top, but there was no one online that wanted to play with me at the time, so I was just kind of running by myself. So every time that I died, almost every time, I would have to get either a scythe or a Valkyrie and fly back up to the top and drop down. So I ended up running out of resources a few times, so I wasn't able to be at this fight quite as much as I wanted to, but I mean, obviously still got plenty of kills and stuff. So usually what I'm looking for at periods, I like to start at the top and just pick off all the still targets I can find. You don't want to shoot at players if they're moving too much because you don't want to attract attention and then not get a kill like that right there. Not ideal. You know, if it happens, usually it'll be okay, especially someone at a lower level. It's not that big of a deal, but up here, yeah, see, that was a really bad idea. So that guy started moving, I didn't finish the kill, and he's in a position where he can easily either find me and shoot me, or spot me, or find someone else. Or, I mean, go change classes and then come get me. So you really just want to find still targets and shoot them. Once I've picked off all the still targets, I'll go down to that level like I did right there, which is a little bit of a risky move, but usually they don't see you, and then I just kind of fly around looking for easy kills to pick up again. And almost always, the first thing I'll do in a big fight like this, I'll use my C4 and take out one of the turrets, or if there's a max that's close by, sometimes I'll use it on that. But I prefer to use it on the turrets because that's a, like, for sure kill. A lot of times max, they can be using ordnance armor, which can make your C4 not be effective unless you get both of them right on top of them, but that can be difficult. So, as you can see, that one went pretty well. Doing the same thing again, and then I think after this run I ran out of certs, so I had to stop using scythe. But again, you know, same basic thing. It's honestly very simple, but on those first 2 runs, one thing to note though, I was running with just my like regular loadout, so I wasn't trying to be stealthy at all. So this time, I went ahead and certed out some stuff. So I got ammo belts, so that would last a little bit longer, or actually, no, I don't have ammo belt yet in this clip, but in the next clip I do. And but I got sensor shield at rank 4, and what's the other thing? Regen, obviously, and then I put a suppressor on the gun. So those are the 2 biggest things. Sensor shield, it makes the enemies a lot less likely to find you, and then suppressor, obviously, a lot less likely to find you. And I changed my secondary from commissioner to a crossbow. so that I could still get some stealthy kills with that afterwards. So I get a few kills with that later on. So that was a pretty bad use of C4, unfortunately, but you know, I'm not a perfect player. Unfortunately, I'm not actually blessed with the best aim in the world. If you see my stats on the player's website, I have like I think right now like a 4.3 KD and like 550 score per minute or something like that. But it's not because I have a crazy aim and I'm headshotting everybody, like, at all. I have a pretty mediocre at best aim, I would say. Like, I have my moments of greatness, but I also definitely have my moments of extreme weakness. And, I mean, you've already seen that some in this clip. Like, if I was just, like, raw as fuck at headshotting people, I would have probably gone on a much bigger kill streak, or much bigger kill streaks during this run than I did. But one thing, the thing that I've always really used to my advantage when I'm playing PlanetSide is my game sense, positioning, movement, and then like knowing when the time is right to go ahead and pick a fight. So that's what I'm working on right here, just picking off people from a distance, taking easy shots. The gun I'm using here is a Solstice VE3, just because that's the default light assault gun. I haven't raxed it yet on this character. But if I was picking a gun based off of the best gun for this situation, I would definitely go Pulse RC. Same attachments, except instead of laser sight, I would go forward grit. Pulse RC is my favorite gun in the game. On my main character, I have 5,000 kills on that gun. So it would be perfect for this, really low recoil, good at a distance. But this one ended up working just fine. Solstice is great, a great weapon. So really, no reason not to use it. That's a little risky going down there, but usually if you're just sitting right there, enemies aren't going to be looking for you as they come out of spawn. So if someone had come out, I probably would have been fine. But you just want to be moving all the time. You don't, if you're like down here, you don't want to be camping out one spot really, because people will eventually find you, even if they're as dumb as these people in this clip. I don't want to say dumb, but like not very situationally aware of what's going on, or they don't care, or whatever the case may be. But eventually they will find you, so you got to keep kind of moving around. So you'll see I get a kill and I pretty much always will immediately go somewhere else, just to like keep them guessing. And then after a certain period of time, no matter what you do, someone is going to find you and you're going to get killed if you're doing this. Your goal is just get as many kills as you can before that happens, and you know, stay hidden, keep moving. I probably should have jumped down there and tried to finish the kill on that guy, but I hesitated because I saw a lot of other people down there, so don't really know what the right choice was, but ended up not getting that kill. So there I saw there was a guy down there shooting at me, so I really shouldn't have jumped up here. It was a very bad decision, but that's what I did, and then he rails me right there. At least I think that was the guy that I saw from below. So right there, after I got that kill, I should have just dropped back down to the side, or I should have used the elevator to go way back up higher, but oh well. So really easy crossbow kill there. So yeah, by now I've changed to the crossbow, obviously. And, or had I in the last clip? I think I just didn't run out of ammo last clip, but now I also have, oh, maybe I did have ammo belt in the last clip. Well, never mind, whatever. So yeah, running ammo belt, crossbow, Solstice. And even though I've done this several times now, this is just like the best runs that I got from this. There were several other ones where I got like just like 8 kills or something, so I just kind of kept the best runs that I had, and that's what you're seeing. But there were a bunch of other runs I did before this one, and despite the fact that I was just doing the same thing over and over again, no one other than like really one guy ever started looking for me, and then that one guy that started looking for me I killed literally every time, so he stopped. But I mean, if it had been a better player that was looking for me, he would have got me, because there are better players in the game than me, no doubt about it. And then I would have probably had to stop or start being a lot more sneaky about it. Like, one other thing I could do at that point, you can totally do this as an infiltrator. It's just a lot harder to move around. It does make you a lot like stealthier, but you can't like move from place to place as easily to find those easy kills, and it makes you a little bit less evasive, even though you can be cloaked. So it just kind of depends on the situation. That might be the guy that ended up chasing me. I can't remember. But since he knew I was up there, I knew I couldn't spend much time up at the top because he would eventually come looking for me, so I dropped back down. And that was pretty bad. Definitely should have got him, but it is what it is. And that was pretty bad again. And then this, I don't know, dude. That was a tough one, and he just dropped off. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just leave. And then at this point, I don't really have very much ammo in my main gun, so I switched to the crossbow. Infiltrators, a headshot is a kill from, I think, any distance. Certainly, like mid-range. So you'll see I get a few of those at some point. Other enemies, no matter if you get a headshot or a body shot, will take at least 2 shots. I think it's 3 body shots or a headshot and a body shot. So that was a headshot, but he didn't die. But you see, I got the infiltrator. So. And yeah, that was the guy that saw me up higher earlier. He finally found me. So this is the other method for getting up there. If you're at Crossroads, you can use this tree, but this only works when the enemy is either pretty oblivious or their numbers aren't really concentrated in coming out this way, or both, which in this case I think they were just pretty oblivious. I mean, there weren't quite as many people down on the balcony at this point as there were earlier, but someone still probably should have seen me. But hey, if they're not looking, that's a great way to get up there without using any resources, and I've done that probably hundreds of times. So a tree is definitely a very helpful thing to use. And if they're pushing, another cool thing that you can do, if they're pushing towards C point, you can get in that tree and pick a lot of people off that way just by just sitting in the tree. So another cool thing you can do with this base. It's one of my favorite bases in the game for sure. That guy right there, that's the guy that kept trying to hunt me down. So this is a pretty messy max kill, but I ended up getting him and that medic, so we'll take that. But yeah, stuff like that is why I don't really like to go for maxes, but on the bright side, if you nail it with the C4, then you still have one other that you can use on another kill, so not the worst thing. Yeah, so there's the power of the crossbow right there. It would not have happened if I had a commissioner or the black hand or something like that. So even though the velocity is really low, you know, if you can line it up, you can one-shot infiltrators, which is pretty sick. Or you can do that just as effectively as if you had a commissioner. So, and it's silenced automatically. So, pretty useful weapon. And one good thing about this is you really don't have to have the best aim in the world for it to work out, because, you know, like if you turn the corner 1v1 and your aim sucks, you die, right? But in this, you know, if you're up above shooting somebody, God, I should have switched to my main weapon right there just to get one more bullet, but oh well. But, you know, if you miss a shot, you don't necessarily die. It makes it more likely that you're going to die sooner, potentially, if you, like, hit them and don't kill them. But, you know, outside of that, it's really not that risky. But you definitely do want to be going for headshots more, because you want to, like, make sure that you're getting those kills quickly when you're picking out those still targets. So I probably spent a little bit too much time crossbow sniping here. I was just kind of seeing what I could do. I probably should have just redeployed and got my regular ammo back once I saw that there weren't really that many people just camping out still. So right here I'm in a pretty bad situation. And I don't know, 2 knives, I thought that pretty much killed everybody. Yeah, that's the guy that had been chasing me down. I guess he was running nanoweave or something, but whatever. Does nanoweave reduce knife damage? I honestly don't know. But anyway, same old thing, drop of the Valk, C4 turret. Get a kill on the way down. So at this point I'm dropping down to the lower level a little bit more quickly, just because if they do go up to get you, they're more likely to get you than if you're at this level, I feel like. Just because it's just really easy to, like, move around. I don't know. There he is again. Almost got me that time, but my aim was just barely good enough. So since that was the guy that had been chasing after me, I decided to go ahead and change levels here. If you notice there's like one person specifically targeting you, it is good to switch it up. So you always want to be moving around and not being predictable. I mean, it is pretty predictable. I'm either on that level or the level below it, but, you know, you just got to switch it up a little bit. Going for a lucky shot there. Would have been cool, but... So right here you can see I made a one-man squad of just myself. I was going to try to, like, place a spawn beacon up here, but for some reason... I feel like I've done that before. Maybe I'm just tripping, but it wouldn't let me place a spawn beacon, so... that did not work out. I'm not really an expert on squad logistics and all that stuff, though. I've played the vast majority of my time in PlanetSide playing solo. I have rarely really run with outfits doing ops and stuff like that. But, you know, I just started doing that again with VKTZ, and that's been a lot of fun, so... maybe I'll keep it up. It's also nice when you have medics there to revive you, help my kill-death ratio out quite a bit when you're running with a group of good medics like they have in VKTZ. Obviously here it doesn't really matter, because if I die I'm dead. There's no way I'm getting revived, but in most other situations like point holds and stuff like that, it can make a huge difference. So here I decided to go ahead and take a risk. I was kind of running out of targets down there, so I was just like, fuck it. Got a few quick kills down here, and it was pretty fun. For the last clip coming up after I die here, my buddy that doesn't play PlanetSide walked in while I was playing, and I thought what he had to say was kind of funny, so I'm just going to let y'all hear that.
Jared. Yeah. Also, for the future, you don't need to buy any more ISO for a while. I got a gallon of this stuff.
Okay, sick.
The 99.5%. That's the good stuff, right?
Yes, sir. Very nice. I'm going off right now. 103 kills, 9 deaths at the moment.
Yeah, because I ended up using the rest of the bottle you had while I was waiting on this to get delivered. But you should have an unlimited supply now.
Dope, thank you. Appreciate it. Just waiting for using targets. They don't ever look up, so I just keep flying over here. Just kind of moving around. Looking for people who aren't paying attention. It's gotta be careful because I'm very outnumbered, so if I shoot someone and don't kill them, that shit.
Getting hella kills, huh?
Yeah, so
What are you like, 6-0 right now?
well, overall, I'm 108 and 9. Yeah. So this has been a really good session. These guys are just being dumb as shit,
So
honestly.
your KD's like over 10.
At the moment, yes. Ah, should have shot him. Oh,
Gotta
come on,
finish
get
it.
it! Oh my god. Ah, fuck. Fuck that one up.
Oh my god, you're just straight up outplaying these
Oh,
kids.
finally. That guy got me at the one shot.
Yeah, I mean, you probably had 10 that time.
Yeah, I had 10.